Let us try to understand the challenges in an extempore speech. First of all, we need to understand what is an extempore task. An extempore task is a task where you're required to speak there and then. It's an impromptu speech. No formal preparation is required for this task. This is a popular way of assessing an individual's personality for certain roles in various organizations and business schools. Let us try to understand what are the various challenges which the candidate has to manage in an extempore task. First of all, the ability to think laterally. Lateral thinking calls for creative thinking. It's a form of thinking where you think divergently and you have ideas coming in a quick sequence. An extempore task is very stiff in terms of your ability to think there and then. And therefore, lateral thinking is one core area which these activities focus on. Second is time management. Any extempore task has to be completed in a given time frame. Typically, we have seen tasks ranging from 1 to 3 minutes. 1 minute is very short, and therefore you have to pack in the required value very quickly and in a quick sequence. 3 minutes is more elaborate, where you may need some time to prepare mentally what the topic is all about, how to treat it, and then possibly stretch it to the given time limit. Whatever is the time limit, you have to ensure that you're able to deliver value in that much time constraint. The third challenge is of course treatment of the topic. How do you treat the topic? For example, the topic is red versus blue. This is one topic which can be looked at from different dimensions. Red could be Coke and blue could be Pepsi. Red could be Kingfisher and blue could be Jet Airways. Therefore, one connotation may be that red and blue is about marketing warfare. Companies are trying to get a share of the prospect's mind when they are competing in the market and trying to deliver a value to the customer. Red and blue may also be about Mars and Venus. In fact, one can talk about this wonderful book authored by John Gray, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. Venus and Mars, they are two different planets and they stand for the colors blue and red respectively. Therefore, I think one can link it to the different traits which men and women have. Despite that, they get together to create the world. Another connotation may be red and blue may be parts of a spectrum called Vibgyor, where they coexist to make white light, which is the essence of life. So in fact, treatment of the topic depends on what the topic has in its scope. How do you look at the topic from different aspects, and how do you introduce it? How do you handle the main body of the topic, and how do you finally conclude it? The fourth challenge in an extempore task is communication. Communication, which is of two types, verbal and non-verbal. Verbal communication is about your fluency, about your articulation, about your modulation, whereas your non-verbal communication is largely about body language. You're standing before a panel and you're delivering a speech, and that too impromptu, so it is a huge challenge there. Your body language may show signs of nervousness, which is what you have to manage and conquer and come out as a successful candidate. So these are broadly the challenges which one can look at and manage successfully in an extempore task. Apart from that, one also needs to understand that taking the plunge as soon as the topic is announced may not be a good strategy. Even if you have 1 minute, you may require 10 seconds or 15 seconds, depending upon person to person, to structure and formulate your thought processes. Once that is done, then of course you take the topic forward and treat it in a certain way.